All right, here's the deal. You guys see that pool right there? A little 10-footer inflatable, easy for 50 bucks all day. You guys want to learn about P&L statements, profit and loss statements? Can you make some money? You can always make some side cash. I'm going to show you how would you calculate your profit on something like this. More specifically, and we'll get into detail, how do you make a profit and put it back into the business to grow the business, okay? Simple example. Bought this, 15 bucks on clearance. It was posted at 19, got it for 15 when I rung it up. I don't know why, but sweet. I was looking at them and they're going for 50 all day. A few weeks ago, you could probably set up a either Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, etc. Probably eBay would be your best rate bet. So you sell these for 15, you bought it. You could sell them for 50, you bought it for 15. Put $5 into shipping, so it's 20 bucks. Total expenses, 20 bucks, right? You sell it for 50. That's the money you're bringing in. It's called revenue. It's called sales. How you calculate your profit? You take your sales minus your expenses equals your profitito. Okay? Right? Simple as that. 50 bucks. I got my calculator up here. Minus 20 bucks. Simple math, right? 30 bucks profit. Okay? Now, that's a very simple P&L statement. Technically, I had to drive to it and get I had to drive there, pay for gas to get there, also pay for my time, which is very important. We'll talk about that in a minute. But pretty simple. You buy the product for 15 bucks, probably pay $5 to ship it out. You sell it for 50. It's a total revenue of 50 bucks minus your total expenses of 20 bucks. That's a $30 profit, right? Simple. How you calculate your profit margin? What is your margin? You want to know what the margin is. Otherwise, you can't grow. You can't. It's either a good percentage or a bad percentage. So you take $30 divided by your initial sales revenue. We brought in 50 bucks. That's your initial. You take your new minus your old, divided by your old, divided by your old, and that will give you 60%. So it's a 60% profit margin. That's phenomenal. If you take cash and invest it in the stock market, Dave Ramsey and all these other gurus, on average, you can earn in your 401k, if you invest for the long term, 10 to 13%, they say, on average over a 100-year span. You following? So I could take this. It's very simple, right? Is this sustainable? Probably not, because you're not always going to buy these at 20 bucks, but we're just talking numbers here. That's a 60% profit margin. Now, if you're trying to make a business out of this and you wanted to if you wanted to take your pay and your other expenses out, because really that's the cost that you have to incur in order to sell this, right? If you don't include all of that, you can't come up with your true profit margin. So let's recalculate this. Let's assume we buy 5 of these puppies, right? 5 of them at 15 bucks. That's 75 bucks. Well, let's just go 20 because that's what it costs to ship. So 100 bucks. And the cost of the pool and shipping. I also have to drive to the store. I'm sure I can order it online, but probably not clearance because it's in the clearance section. And if you're trying to flippity flip, you probably got to go into a brick and mortar store and pick it up. So you pay for gas. Let's say, I don't know, is a 20-minute drive there, 20-minute drive back. Well, $5. I don't freaking know. 10 bucks. Let's call it 10 bucks. How about that? You also got to pay for your time. You want to take away all those expenses because I'm not working for free. What's my hourly rate? Let's say I want to make 50 bucks an hour. That's my goal. I want to make 50 bucks an hour. It took me 20 minutes to drive there, 20 minutes to drive back, 10 minutes to pack it, right? So let's just call it an hour's worth of time to go there, come back, pack it up, ship it out. What other costs are you incurring? You got the cost of the product, you got the cost of shipping, you got the cost of your time, and you got the cost of the gas. Oh, that's right. You got to pay for insurance too. because you need insurance to drive your car. So let's just call it on average, spanned out for the point of this conversation, we'll call it $2 is your insurance costs. And then we're going to throw on just maybe $5 more for miscellaneous expenses that your business would incur for doing these type of transactions, right? So far we got $100 in material and shipping. We got $2 for insurance, probably a little bit more, I don't really know. You got your miscellaneous, $5. And then I want to make $50 an hour. So that's $157. And we're going to throw in 20 more bucks for just overhead. I don't know. I do need to put roof over my head and, in order to conduct this business. And let's see, there's other things, and we can keep on going into detail. Let's just call it an easy $180, right? $180 in total expenses in order to buy 5 of these. Okay, $180, my total expenses. I buy 5 of them and I can sell them at $50. That's $250 in revenue. Okay, so you take your sales minus your expenses equals your profit. Oh my goodness. So it's $250 minus $180. That's $70 profit after everything's said and done. I get to keep $70. Ooh, this is exciting. What is that for what's the margin on that? So you take your net profit divided by your original sales. It's a percentage of your sales, which was $250 that I brought in revenue. That's 28% profit margin. All right? 28% profit margin. Now, technically, depending on how how you have your business structured, will depend on the taxes that you have to pay from this, right? Whether you're an LLC, a single member LLC, DBA, S corp, whatever, it will depend on this. So let's just take away another. Nowadays, what are they taxing you? Depends on how you're doing it, but you're about 15. You got to pay 15% taxes on your net profit, right? So $70 was my net profit. 70 times 0.7. Times 0.15, 15%. I think the tax rate's much higher than that, but you got to pay $11 in taxes, right? So after everything's said and done, you have 70 minus 11, $59. After amortization, depreciation, and tax. It's probably going to be a little bit lower than that after taking depreciation and silly word called amortization, and I don't even know how to say it, right? But when you get on a really technical P&L, all of that is done and said and accounted for when they're ultimately filing their taxes, depending on what type of business you are. So there you have it, folks. $59 divided by your original sales, 23%. You're telling me if I can continue and make a business of selling discounted pools, Scotty's Pools, I can pull in 23% for every dollar I invest in my company, for every dollar I bring in my company. Go make that money, honey.